long trip to get here, but we finally made it. Here we are on Good Friday at the foot of the cross in the centre of Australia. The Forgiveness Cross on Memory Mountain.
And I believe there's revival starting in this nation, and it's happening with the Indigenous people because talk about broken-hearted out here. There's been so many promises made and so many things done incorrect. And, us as Christians, where are we in this? Like the good thing about this cross, it's not about a denomination. It's about Jesus. And that's what's happening out here. This is not done by a denomination or by me. It's been the Aboriginal people have had to fight hard against amazing bureaucracy and all sorts of challenges. They've had to stand up to people and say, no, this is our cross. We want this.
And last night there was a whole lot of people came up for prayer at the end of the event, and there was a bunch of black fellas, a bunch of white fellas. It was so good. How do you feel about that, Kieran? How does it make you feel as an Aboriginal man?
As an Aboriginal man, make me feel really proud, like black and white coming together as one. Doesn't matter what nationality you are, an image of God is one. Yeah, the cross is main part of your life as well, like everybody's life.
Won't you walk a while in the red desert sand, the Kunji country and ancient lands. Together we will understand what it means to walk a while.
Behind me is the mountain, and there's a whole lot of people up there at the moment. They were blowing a shofar. You could hear them from the bottom of the mountain where we are. You could hear them praying before. And this is Resurrection Sunday, a very, very significant day.
And particularly significant, 100 years ago, 3 young Aboriginal men who had come to faith in Christ had a burden to take this message that they had heard, a message of forgiveness. And in some ways, when the Roman centurion held the spear up and pierced Jesus to see if he was dead, and out of his body came water and blood, that for Aboriginal people, that's as significant as Christ hanging on the cross. And because of the reminder to them that spearing was all about punishment, and here's Jesus taking the spear and saying, there's no more need for unforgiveness, there's no more need for payback, you are forgiven in me.
We stand before this wonderful symbol of the cross up on the hill, and we remember, Lord, that you are the one that went to that cross to give us this wonderful forgiveness, this wonderful freedom, that you are the one, Lord, that sets us free from the bondages of sin. You are the one that sets us free from the chains of death.
I'm riding that glory-bound train, leaving all troubles and pain. My spirit's gonna fly to that home up in the sky, riding that glory-bound train.
We got a phone call about 3 weeks ago from one of our crazy friends, Steve Grace. We've been on lots of adventures with him over time, and the invitation was, would you like to come and set up a stage and production in the middle of Australia where there's nothing?
God basically just put it on our heart, and we said yes. And just stepped in faith with it, and knowing that Steve had such great relations with the communities out here was something that we just needed to support and be part of.
But then you glance up and you see this cross illuminated on the top of the mountain, and you know that for hundreds of kilometres people can see that, and for decades ahead people are going to come to see that, and to think that you were here at the start of the launch of that. I mean, it's been a long journey for community, but to be part of that launch, it's an amazing opportunity, and we're really, really pleased to have made the decision to say yes.
Oh, we've seen some photos of the cross, but just had no idea. When we came around the corner and seen it, it just blew us away. We were emotional. It was absolutely beautiful.
It is pretty special because you're kind of driving through the bush and you've got this sense that we must be getting close.
Oh, yeah.
And then you come around a corner and there's a big, long, straight stretch of road, and it's right at the other end. It's
And
like,
we had
wow.
the sun directly over it when we came up the straight as well. The sun was just sitting on top of it, so it was just the whole thing coming together. It was something else to see like that for the first impression, but then also just a couple hours later to see it get lit up was just like, yeah, it took a while for those emotions to settle, because it's just you just cannot imagine it. For those that haven't been to Central Australia, to combine all of this with that is just, it's once in a lifetime.
Early on, I had some serious doubts about the cross, just in terms of whether it was wanted locally or whether white fellas were once again giving black fellas a bit of God. And I came and spoke to the people. It's clearly they wanted a lot of God. Yeah. And so I joined the board of Walk a While, and you look down the road and there's the cross, which is amazing. I would, if you're a betting man, you'd have to say it wasn't going to happen. The black fellas who worked with Ken in building it worked in 45-degree temperatures, and they took that steel up there and they helped build it. And there are, as I said, very few Aboriginal success stories apart from sport. And so to get something like this, which the community got together and had a dream, and to see Aboriginal dreams realised, is really important in our lives.
Every item, every nut, bolt, screw had to be actually very well planned, because you couldn't run out of something and, as you say, go back to Bunnings. Every bit of steel had to be bought out here, but first of all, being in this part of Australia, it had to be brought up from Adelaide. It was a very big process. We had a construction firm, and I employed Indigenous people, and they became very good friends. And they helped us build the cross up here. They really did. They're up there climbing up into the ladders. They were given good training. We made sure they knew what they were doing, and they did the work with us. We all did the work. It's amazing. When I first went up on that mountain, you could feel the presence of God. And everyone I've spoken to since who's been up there, the workers included, they feel this presence. Everyone's been touched by it. It really is something amazing.
Well, there's all sorts of people here at Memory Mountain, and they've come from a very long way. I think you probably hold the record, Sam Childers. Do you know how far?
I'm thinking that too. So what's the prize? I believe I already got it. I was just going to say, I think I already got it, because I got the journey to the top. But I'm telling you, when you get out of the car, there's just something at this place you feel you don't feel anywhere else around the world. Standing below, and listen, people can hear us, people could see us on TV or whatnot, but it's nothing like you feel when you're standing here. But it's really something else to get up on top.
Yeah.
I mean, I was right up on top with the cross, no words for it.
Just watching the whole show come together, it was something I had a bit of a nana nap this afternoon as well, just a little recharge, and I'm probably still feeling a little bit emotional from the whole thing. I just had to get a bit of a grip. It really is that special. It's just to see this sort of stuff happening within community, and we really do know and understand the power of it to spread around the nation and above and beyond what any of us could dream of. When something like this comes together and you see a community so strong from it, it's really unique. So it was amazing to see. It was a lot of different emotions. I feel. Yeah.